Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode with Empower with Nancy. I have a special guest here today, Marques Ogden. He is a former NFL player turned inspirational keynote speaker and is also a founder and CEO of Ogden Ventures LLC, a three-time best-selling author, business coach, and host of the podcast Authenticity with Marques Ogden. His journey to success wasn't without challenges. After retiring from the NFL football, he built a fast-growing construction business, only to face bankruptcy and lose nearly $2 million in just 90 days. But he turned everything around. Marques has shared his story with insights and top publications like Forbes, USA Today, and worked with Fortune 500 giants such as Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, and now Marques inspires others to fail forward, achieve success, and blaze through the own trails. So what we're going to talk about today in our episode, super excited, very important topics, is how to build a winning mindset, overcoming adversity and building resilience, navigating business after sports, and building authentic relationships and accountability. So welcome, Marques. Thank you so much for being part of my episode today.
Thank you so much, Nancy. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, enjoying this weather, even though it's been a little crazy with these fires and everything going on. But we're all getting through it. So very blessed to have another beautiful day. How about you, Marques?
It's going well. We're getting a lot of snow, which is very uncommon for our area of North Carolina. And then the beach got some snow as well. Wilmington got hit with about 4 to 6 inches a couple of days ago. And so it's really difficult because, here in the South, when it is a lot of snow and things of that nature, people don't drive well. The roads are not as quickly to be done and taken care of. Now, I'm from DC. Now, everybody says that DC is still the South, but whatever, that's fine. You can call it what you want. But up in DC, we do a lot better with snow when it happens. But down here in Carolina, North Carolina, to be more specific, we don't get a lot of snow here. So when we do, it's just not very good. So, little challenge here and there, but it's coming along and things are progressing quite well.
When was the last time it snowed there? Because it was a while, right?
It's been a couple of years. Yeah. I mean, snowed where it stuck on the ground and shut down schools like it did this week, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, give around that take. And then Wilmington hasn't had any snow like that, like 4 to 6 inches in almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's very rare.
The weather has been crazy. And Florida even has snow.
Right. Florida. Right. Think about that. Florida. Think about that. Arkansas had snow, which was insane. Mm-hmm. Texas had some snow. Going into the South Gulf Coast had some snow. Georgia, and then back over to Mississippi. And then, of course, we had the horrible fires in California. It's just, I told you last time, I think God's just mad at us right now because this was the fires in California, the snowstorms, and you had a lot of hurricanes. I went to Puerto Rico for a big speaking job, January 7th through the 9th. Well, I heard when I was on the island that about a month prior to that, there was massive hurricanes that hit the island, and a lot of the island still didn't have power.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's scary times, and sometimes, things happen for a reason where we have to clean house a little bit, right, to rebuild. Let's get started to this beautiful interview. And, Marques, kind of share a little bit about your background before we kind of really dive into it. And I would love, it's so inspiring. And for you to just go through what you've gone through and still holding up strong is really difficult for a lot of us when we go through some major challenges in life. How do you get through it? What were you thinking when all of this just kind of crumbled down, but then you just got right back up and just flourished? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm from Washington, D.C. I was raised by a single father. So my brother, Jonathan Ogden, who's also a former NFL player like I am, my brother's actually a first ballot Hall of Famer. We were raised by a single dad. And you talk a lot about bounce back. You talk a lot about resilience. You talk a lot about mindset. Our dad literally when our parents divorced, he stepped up and took care of both Jonathan and myself by himself. Now, he was very close to my maternal grandmother, which was awesome. I mean, I loved my grandmother and my grandfather. They actually lived probably about 15, 20 minutes away in Washington, D.C. So around my father, my grandfather, even a lot of my grandmother as well. I learned a lot about this mindset, resilience. So you asked me where it came from. It came from my upbringing, right? I was so close to my dad, so close to my grandparents. I spent a lot of time with them. I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, and college, right, Nancy? All in Northwest Washington, D.C. And
Wow.
DC is not that big. I mean, it's big enough, but
Yeah.
to go to stay for your entire education in one quadrant of the smallest little big city on earth is very rare. And so I tell people, even through high school, through college, I was always like back home. I was always around my grandparents. I didn't leave DC until I got drafted to the National Football League by the Jacksonville Jaguars, because Howard University is where I went to get my education in college. So that's where I learned a lot about the whole thing of how to bounce back, how to have grit, how to have perseverance. And it was something that really was embedded in me from a very young age.
That's a beautiful story. Beautiful story. And it does have a lot to do with upbringing, but it also has a lot to do with what we do with that, right? So we can ingest it and learn from it, or we can ignore it and just do whatever we want, good, bad, or ugly. So thank you for sharing that.
Although, I mean, I tell people, right, Nancy, knowledge is power, but applying knowledge is life-changing. Right? This is
Absolutely.
what I tell people all the time. If you know something, but you're not doing anything about it, what good is it? Like, what good is it to know something, understand something, but you don't do anything about it, or you don't utilize it, or you don't take full advantage of it? What good is it? So if you're listening to this awesome podcast, be sure and learn from what Nancy talks about or what I talk about, and don't just have it go in and like, go out. Have it go in, have it sink in, and then apply.
Absolutely. And that's what I always say, like at the end of every podcast, when I do interviews, when I'm coaching and mentoring clients, is we have control of the will, right? We have control of our life. We cannot point the fingers. We cannot blame people. We have full control of that. So it's a beautiful thing to have. And I love the fact that you say, listen and stick with it. Do something about it, because who else is it going to do? Who else is going to take you to the path that you want to lead? Nobody else but yourself.
Nope.
So what are some of the key habits and routines that drive your success, Marques?
I'm a big person on discipline. Huge. I am divorced. I filed for divorce in July of 2022. It got finalized because in our state, you had to be separated for a year. It got finalized in November 2023. And very interesting enough, I was very fortunate to buy my dream home about 9 months after filing for divorce in May of 2023. But I am such a disciplined person, right? I could go to bed sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning. If it's a gym day, 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm up.
You're up.
I'll be up. I'll be out of that house by 5:30. But before I leave, Nancy, and I don't really talk about this much, I love this question. I clean my house. I make sure my house is straight. Like, for example, if I have company over, they walk around my house, I let people see my house. I'm very proud of it. I wake up, I make my bed first thing. If somebody's been walking around my bedroom floor, I will vacuum my entire bedroom carpet floor. I will then go get myself, brush my teeth. I will then vacuum my walk-in closet carpet. If somebody's been walking around Ferris Playroom, I will go ahead and do that, vacuum that area, right? That's exactly what I am. I will then vacuum my office every day. Why? Because if I don't feel very quote unquote safe, or like feel like my home is my happy place, then the work that I put out when I'm here will not be subpar. Why? Because I'll always be thinking about, well, I need to go and clean this. I gotta go
That's
do
right.
that. I gotta go do
Hmm.
this. And what happens is so many people that I've met in life that haven't got what they want, have not gotten what they have wanted out of life, have always come up short where something they're focusing on the wrong things, or they're not
Yeah.
focusing on all the things that matter, right? So like
Hmm.
now I can do this podcast, I focus, I've got this done, awesome. Go to my next call, go to my next call, go to my next call, then I'm done for the day. Boom, right?
Hmm.
Boom, boom, boom. I worked out this morning. I was at the gym. I did my full upper body. I swam a mile today in the pool. I worked on my core. And now, when I want to go out tonight with my daughter's having a babysitter, or I'm going to do something, I'll go do something. I'll have a little self-care time. And then
Yes.
I'm right back at it on Saturday morning. So to
Oh,
answer your
yes.
question more specifically, is that I'm very disciplined in all that I do. And without discipline, I can tell you right now, right, Nancy, all the things that I have, all the things that I'm building
Yeah. Wouldn't
would never
exist.
wouldn't exist.
You know, Marcus, you nailed everything. Like my heart was pumping. I was getting all excited because something, I mean, you get it and understand. I start my clients in a simple morning routine. People overthink it. And when you said, when you wake up, you put your feet on the floor, you thank God, your spirit guides, whoever, your higher power for another beautiful day. And the number one thing that you said is you made your bed. And people, what do? People normally like jump out of bed, they hurry and rush out. You maybe grab a coffee, if that, and they're on for their day. And then what ends up happening? It's like a rat race. You know, there's nothing set in stone for them. And when you have a simple morning routine and being disciplined, like you said, and staying focused, then it just becomes your day to day, right? And I know for me, when you said, if I don't do this, now I don't get up and vacuum the house, but I will get up.
Most people don't. Most people don't. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's okay. If I ever end up getting a girlfriend or having someone live with me or getting remarried, yeah, I probably won't do that. Right. But what I did do when I was married is that when my wife left to go to teach, she was
Then you
gone.
did it.
I
Hmm.
would then straighten up the bed. I would make the bed like every time we got up in the morning. I'd make the bed before it's done. And then as she's at work, I would work from home a lot. If I was home, I would then straighten the house up, stuff like that. And then I'd do my work. And then when she came home, the house was clean. There was no issues, stuff like that. So, but again, that's me. I don't
And that's
expect everybody
okay. You don't need
other.
to change though,
Oh
right?
no, 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 no.
No, don't. To me, that wouldn't bother me. You know, you're getting up and you're having everything, because when you have everything all like clean, it just, you feel relaxed. You don't feel like you're in such a high stress. So sometimes when we wake up in the morning, it's high stress. Oh my gosh, we got to get going. We got to get going. And you know, this is your time. And by for you to do all of that, right, including the gym, how much time do you have to take for yourself?
So basically, if I'm up by 5, I'm out of the house by 5:30. I'm at the gym by 6. I drive a half hour to the gym every day. Right, I go 6 days a week. So when I used to live in a little town called Cary, that's where my gym was, and then I moved out to a little town called even smaller called Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. So I'm up by 5:30, travel over, get there by 6. My workouts now, because I'm in what I call the hell week of, well, not hell week, the hell time of work. I'm like week like 25 or 26. One of my good friends gave me a high intense workout, lower body, upper, off, lower, upper, total body, day off. Works great. And I'm not complaining. My results are good. I feel good, but it's going while I'm in it. I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? But when I'm done, like, yes, I'm glad I did this. But anyway, so my workouts take about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes every time, give or take. So I'm looking at about a 2-hour window, give or take, of working out, core in the steam room, some sort of work in the sauna, pool, playing basketball. I'm gonna pick up pickleball. I hit a little ball for the first time today. I'm gonna pick up pickleball. I don't know why, but my boys in basketball talked me into it. So I'm looking at about between travel time and all that, looking at about 2.5 hours that I do daily between getting up, getting there, working out, all the stuff, getting in the car, coming home. Now, there are times when I'm coming home, I will take work calls in the car. I have the hands-free stuff that I do, and I'm all about maximizing my time.
Absolutely.
I can make all kinds of excuses, right, Nancy? I go do this and I go to the gym. Like I'm gonna have to get home and call a person. Well, or I got this. I mean, I could say all kinds of things, right? But I say, look, I tell people you cannot lie to yourself, right? Like I can tell you right now. I say, I was at the gym today, working on upper benching, close grip benching, floor pressing,
and you didn't do any of it.
Right? You wouldn't know that, but I would.
Yes.
Right? So you can't lie to yourself. And so I tell everybody, don't make excuses. Just find a way to get it done. That's what I live by.
Period, the end, right? And don't try not to make it so complicated. So if you were to give some advice to someone that's just maybe getting started, they're not working out 6 days a week, they're not very, very disciplined, what would be like the number one thing that you can share with my audience that they could start with?
That's a great question. Do one action step at a time.
At a time. Absolutely.
Move your horizons. When challenges come to us, I need to want to lose weight. I need to go and do this. I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. I could go down the list because I've been there, right? I've been bankrupt. I've been broke. I've had no money. I mean, I've gone through the gamut, right? And I've learned the human mind can do a lot of things, but it can't do everything. And the minute that you try to do absolutely everything
all at once,
you're screwed. Exactly.
Yes.
Right? Everything, one shot, gonna get all the problems done, resolved. No, it doesn't happen that way. So if you're listening to this awesome podcast, I'm gonna just tell you, if you're having a struggle, if you're not feeling disciplined, if you're not feeling like you're moving where you want to go, then just do one thing at a time. So, for example, if you want to be better disciplined, just start getting up maybe 5 minutes earlier, make your bed. Boom, right? If you're wanting to work on losing weight and you're just scared, just take 10 minutes, get out of bed, or just find 10 minutes to walk or do some type of like stretching or some sort of like just body weight exercise. You don't have to be me. You don't have to go to it. A lot of people don't like the gym, and I'm fine with that. It's not about trying to do something like I do or like
it's your preference, right? Your own individual.
Find your battle rhythm. Find what makes it best for you. So I would just tell people, please do not play the compare and contrast game. You will go insane. Do for you what you know you can handle. So again, let's giving examples. If you want to get more disciplined, wake up 5 minutes earlier, make your bed. If you want to get better at trying to lose some weight, hey, you eat a lot of junk food. Okay, so instead of having junk food 5 times a day, cut down to 4, right? Or if you are eating a lot of heavy carbs all the time, try to cut down your carbs by 25%, 10%, just whatever, right? If you're not walking at all or you're not doing cardio, start with a 5-minute walk. Then it becomes maybe a 10-minute walk, right? Build up to, don't say, I'm going to go walk for 2 hours. And it's like, now I'm a little bit nuts, right? So what happened with me is like my internal medicine doctor from the brain and body assessment said, Marques, you have a bad hip, which I already knew. I had PRP. I had the plasma rejuvenation procedure. It helped drastically, but I'm not able to run like I used to. So I played basketball yesterday. I'm getting back into playing 1 or 2 games, just working back slowly. But the doctor said, Marques, start swimming. You can do that. It'd be great to bring your glucose down because my glucose is a little high, help you with your body, your core, make you stronger, get you cut, lose weight. I said, great. Now, what did I do? I started swimming, right? half mile the first day, mile the next, mile and a half.
You went all in.
I went all in. Now,
yeah,
that's me. Like today was a mile. The other day was the other day was a mile. Today was a mile. I'll probably do a mile and a half tomorrow, 2 miles Sunday. I'll drop back down to a half mile on Monday. That's me, right? But again, if this was somebody like you, right, and God says, go swimming, start out with like 3 laps, 2 laps, go up, back, boom, you're done, right? And then tomorrow, up, back, maybe you want to try another up, back, 3, great, you're done. Don't try to go and be me or somebody else. Because what happens is if you try to be something that you're not, you're going to, at some point, you're going to burn out.
And break, absolutely. And
it's people that go to the gym like the beginning of the year. Everybody's gung ho. I'm here. I'm going to work out 3 hours. I'm going to go
for 2 weeks.
I'm the new kid on the block. I'm going to be here at 6 o'clock and leave at 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning. Like, you guys are going to be able to see enough of me. And we know what happens. 2 weeks later, month later, gone.
Yep. Marques, this is awesome. I love. Like you're even saying the words out of my mouth. Like, what am I thinking? And I just absolutely love it. I love the fact that you are sharing this with my audience. And one of the things, I talk about a lot too is these goals, right? First of all, going back to comparing, I always say with this, get yourself off the social media and stop comparing yourself with everyone else, because you are your own person. But as far as the goals go, do you believe, Marques, that setting goals just starts with a daily setting? Maybe 3 things that you want to start with each and every day. What are your goals each day? Not what are your goals 6 months, 90 days, 2 years, whatever that is. Like, what does the goal setting look like for you?
So for me, goal setting is all about the ability to set a goal, achieve a goal, set a new goal. And I do exactly what you said. It's about setting a goal. Trying to have too many goals, trying to be too much of this, too much of that, to go of this, to go of that. What's going to happen? You're going to end up saying, wow, I've tried to do too much. I'm going to burn out. So goal setting is about trying to move forward, if even it's just an inch, every single day. That's it. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. So some days you may not move forward, right? Some days you may even go back. Doesn't mean that you are not going to continue to try to move forward every day. And goal setting is about putting a deadline on a dream, right? So again, goal setting, if you want to go into working out, set a goal. Okay, well, today I'm going to do this in the gym. However short, however, whatever the case might be for you, that's okay. If you want to try to work on building your business, I'm going to email 1 more person today or 3 more people today than I did yesterday. Fine, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like I tell clients, please do not try to do something that you know you can't sustain, because it's just a matter of time before it's gone.
Yes, you'll give up very quickly. One of the things, kind of still thinking of this winning mindset, when a lot of people struggle and when they run into challenges, and they can hit some hard challenges, it could be their business failed, they lost their job, they lost a loved one. Like, these are some major challenges. What are some suggestions that you can give the audience, especially kind of what you've gone through, Marques? What is like one step that they can take to start getting out of the hole of feel that they're stuck in this black hole, this black cloud, they're feeling that they can't get anywhere, they start to get somewhere and then they fall down. And a lot of people go through those challenges because they get stuck and they don't know how to get out. What would be one suggestion that you can give to the audience to just start?
If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're not moving anywhere, stop and tell yourself just one thing you are grateful for. Just one. That's it. It could be a roof over your head, food in the refrigerator, friends, your health. For example, I did a talk in Puerto Rico for a great client, Wisdom Tree, and a young man asked the same type of question you did. I said, man, just be grateful. I said,
That's
look at you,
right.
you have your health, right? I said, man, look, I went to school with Black Panther, the Black Panther, aka real name Chadwick Boseman, who was Black Panther, 42, 21 Bridges, Marshall, like just a phenomenal actor. And I know I said to him, I said, he was a phenomenal actor. The hint keyword was. He's gone. And it's so
Mhm.
sad. It's so
Yeah,
horrible. He
it
died
was.
of colon cancer. And I
Yes.
tell people, be grateful. Nancy, I went to my brain and body assessment last month. Let me tell you something. It was one I hadn't gone to the doctor for I hadn't gone to like a full body analyzation in about probably 7 or 8 years. It was
Hmm.
very scary. I played football at a high level, lots of damage to my body, feeling difficult, all these things, right? And I said to myself, okay, Marcus, you gotta go. You gotta go and see if there's something wrong. We gotta be ahead of it. So now I
That's right.
feel fine. I feel great. Da, da, da. I went, everything checked out, except for I was a little high with my glucose. And now I've adjusted it. I started my swimming. I no longer drink energy drinks. I have not had liquor in like 6 months. I'm cutting back on like beer, wine. I'm being very, very selective. I eat better. I eat more. I eat better types of protein. I'm just more aware of how I eat foods. I snack, what I snack. All it's a little bit more expensive, but that's okay. And so the point is that I now know I have a clean bill of health. And so now going forward every year, I'm going to make sure to go and say I'll
Checkup.
do a physical at the end of this year. Right? I went December of last year. I'll go back December this year. And I'm just going to keep on. And when it's time to go get my full brain and body assessment in another 5 years, I'll be right there. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to say, oh, I feel great. I don't want to go find anything out. No, I'm going to go. I'm going to take care of myself. So back to your question, if you're struggling, if you're having hardship, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling out, just stop and tell yourself one thing you are grateful for. Just one. It
Hmm.
does, and it will make all the
The
difference.
difference. Agreed. Agreed. And this is the part where, we tend to overthink of it all because we have to have everything perfect and right in line. And I love the fact that you said you're doing that yearly check in. It's just like we all drive a car and we can't keep driving that car unless we do what? The maintenance, the oil changes, and what have you. And if you don't, what happens? It breaks. So there's no difference within our own lives, our bodies. You have to have, and not to worry about going into it and saying, oh my gosh, I have this, I have that. It's like the cancer, the C word that everyone's scared of. You got to go in, check it out, and attack it and take care of it sooner than later and not worrying. And the other big thing, Marcus, is don't keep putting yourself on the back burner because you're taking care of everything else, family, kids, work, business. Stop, take some time, take care of yourself.
You you have to have self care, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the overcoming adversity and building resilience. How did you navigate through, your bankruptcy, starting over and, getting to where you're at, where you were because you're an NFL player and you will always be an NFL player, even if you're not playing now, you'll always be that. But how did you navigate through all of this?
So what happened was I ended up losing everything that I owned in 2013 because in 2012 I just amassed a major ego and I was not able to take care of my people, my organization, because I allowed pride and stupidity to get in my way. So I moved to Raleigh with $400 to my name. I was fired from 2 jobs in the same week. I took a job as a custodian working in downtown Raleigh for $8.25 an hour on the graveyard shift. And after my rock bottom spoiled milk moment, where someone's trash, rotten meat, nasty, protruding, stinky garbage got all over me, that's when I realized at that moment, Nancy, nobody was coming to save me. Nobody. And if I was going to get my life back on track, it was going to have to be me doing the work, nobody else. And that's what started the speaking business. And for 2.5 years, not one paid job. Every job was free. Every job was, just, hey, well, not going to pay you, but we'll have you come out to do this, like all of it. Nothing was paid. Got my first paid job finally in April 2016, and then got my second paid job in April 2017 for the Buffalo Bills, who have a game coming up against the Kansas City Chiefs, which will be a great game. And from there, right, I just literally got coached, I got developed, I learned the business, I learned how to practice the law of bringing more value and you charge in your services. And so after a lot of mindset adjustment, after a lot of perseverance and gut checking and really digging through, like, for example, we have a call coming up with Mass Mutual in early February about doing work for them for a lot of their DEI initiatives. And some companies are getting rid of DEI, as we know what's going on with that. Some companies aren't. Well, they are not, because they have a lot of African American and other white women and veterans and disabled that work for Mass Mutual. So they are trying to do a lot of work in building up those individuals in their organization. And so now we're looking at doing a lot of work for them nationwide. And we have our call with them because we did a job for them last week. They were our 75th Fortune 500 client. 75 in 7. We work for, and of the 75, over 20 are Fortune 100s. For example, New York Life, MetLife, Liberty Mutual Insurance. We work for Intel, Siemens, Cisco, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Equitable. I could go on. And these are some of our clients. And so today we have worked through all the no's, all the negativities. But here's the thing, everybody. Life is not going to just roll out a red carpet for you. I have a red shirt on. One of my good friends, Chris Paradiso, is a great big insurance guy. He sponsors this veteran group. There are a lot of Vietnam veterans. Again, that's part of the DEI. They are veterans who served our country honorably, proudly, and I'm so blessed to have this whole process of like having this on my stuff with Chris and this whole brand of like sponsoring them. But the thing is I tell people nobody's going to roll the red carpet out for you. Nobody.
That's right.
If you expect that, then you're going to have another thing coming. So you have to be willing to dig in and charge forward like a bison does, because a bison is the only animal that heads into the eye of the storm, Nancy. The bison,
well said.
Heading into the eye of the storm, they'll get through the storm much faster with a lot less pain than if they were to turn and try to run from the storm, and the storm catches up with them, bops them on the head, poof, they fall because they turn their back on it. In life, challenges are going to arise. You cannot run from them. They're not going away. If you owe debt, you can't run from it. If you owe something for work, you can't run from it. If you are going through a divorce, you have to move out and start your life over, you can't run from it. It's not gonna, you could say, oh, well, they put my head down for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. Okay, go ahead and do that. When you pick your head back up, the challenge, the challenge is still there. You gotta take the challenge on head on. You can't run from it.
And it's also mindset too, right, Marcus? It's if we don't have that mindset, like you said, no one else is going to come save you. But who can help you with that accountability and that coaching and that mentor? I find a lot with clients that I work with, we all try to do our own, that self development and listening to different YouTubes or seminars and all that great stuff. But when I started my coaching business, I hired a coach and I invested a lot of money and thinking, oh, I can do this on my own. I can do this on my own. And I know that you mentioned it early on that you hired a coach and that mentor, and that is what you are doing for the NFL and all these other people. It doesn't matter if you're the richest person on this earth, they have coaches too. We all have to have that accountability. And can you kind of talk a little bit about what do you believe in as far as helping others and mentoring, just like you're doing now? Like you're bringing value, and you're bringing value because you've gone through so much in your life, but you're going in and making a difference with people and feeling so passionate about it, right? So
Oh, it's everything.
yes, it fills up your glass like it's overflowing, right?
So what I tell people is in life, you're either going to spend two things, money and or time. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
lucky, you'll be able to spend one of them and then get the other fast track, right? If I invest money correctly, it should save me time. If I don't, if I try to do something on my own time wise and it's not getting there, or maybe it gets there, I can save money. You can gamble that all you want. Life is a gamble. I'm not gonna tell you why, but this is what I will tell you from my experience. Investing, not expense or spending, investing
Investing.
in the right coach is going to take you much further, much faster than you can ever get by yourself. You hire a coach to help you to create a couple of things: your vision, help you to really make your dreams a reality, and help you to create the culture that you want your brand, you, and or your business to be known for. And a great coach will do this through a couple of things. If you're trying to work on building up and accomplishing your vision, a great coach will help you by you invest in them. That is investing your money wisely or watching your dollars. That investment should help you make a bunch of money on the other side, like my coaching did when I hired a coach. On the next side, we talk about you want to achieve dreams. Great. A great coach should help you to put systems in place to make the dream real or reality. And you talk about culture, a great coach is the right person who you connect with. So if you want to be in business for yourself or you want to grow, they can teach you how to hire the right people. Or if you're in positions of leadership within a company, how to work with people, how to connect with people. So great coaches are going to help you turn your emotion blocks that we all have in life. Having a
Absolutely.
mission, having dreams, knowing a vision. A great coach will help you kind of see these emotions, these blocks of emotion, and then say, okay, here's logically how we're going to do it. I help my clients. They'll take you, man. Let's say you were looking to be a client with more coaching right around podcast sponsorships, getting on more things, growing your base, getting more people. That's what I've done. I've worked with so many people. I've learned systems, Instagram outreach, LinkedIn outreach, messaging, using my own podcast, going on great podcasts like this, building our community, bringing people in like Bob Berg to come in and talk, or Tony Michaelides, who used to work with Bono or Bob Marley, Whitney Houston, to talk, right? I have built these systems. So the point of what you're saying, to recap, a great coach is an investment in your future. If you think of it as an expense, then you hired the wrong coach.
Uh, well said, because it definitely is not an expense. And if you think of an expense, you're not going to put the work into it, because that's all you're going to think about is I just spent XYZ and how am I going to get this paid? And that's all you're thinking about. And then so when you join a program, you're being coached you're not going to put your all into it. How about building authentic relationships and accountability? We kind of talked a little bit about that. And you touched on something, leadership.
So
What is important to be a leader in any, like CEO, it could be a vice president, it could be a COO, whatever that is. What are some of the most important things that you see in a good leader?
great leaders, they do this. They serve a cause greater than themselves. Or a great
Yes.
quote by General Dwight D. Eisenhower: leadership is the art of getting people to do what you want done because they want to do it. General
100%.
Dwight D. Eisenhower. My definition of leadership, mine, right? And I worked on this. This is all that I believed in and who I'm about, right? Leadership is not a title. Leadership is not a privilege. It's a
Mm-hmm.
responsibility to serve those that you are leading. That's what it is. And you
Yep.
talk about around, like, building relationships. Win the relationship, not the job. One of my clients was talking to me today about something she needs to get done. She's about to rebrand from working with only women to working with men and women. I said, I got your back. I've been coaching her for a year and a half. I said, I'll give you a $5,000 package to work with you for a year because you're already a client of mine, an add-on. She said, Marques, I'm in. Like, I already know you, I trust you, and you've been serving me, right, as a coach, as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Our community, when it opened, join. You want to get on podcast? Here's a good one.
Join. Mm-hmm.
Podcast, yes. Here's great people. She's in Scottsdale, Arizona. One of the companies I'm a part owner of. We're in Scottsdale. It's called Agogi. We are the only all plant-based protein drink on the market, and I'm a part owner. Our majority owner, our CEO, Justin, is in Scottsdale. I'll see her soon. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
This is art of business. This is the art of
Right.
helping people, right? And so again, win the relationship and not the job. And again, I'll say last thing about accountability. It's exactly what I told Nancy earlier. I can't lie to myself, right? You can lie to everybody else. Accountability is an internal promise that you make to yourself to do what is necessary so you and the people that you care about are successful and taken care of. That is accountability. So again, that's from a perspective of leadership,
Mm-hmm.
win the relationship, not the job, and accountability, an internal promise that you make to yourself to do what is necessary to succeed in your life and help others in their life.
I love it. Very, very beautiful. And I can tell with you, with your clients are your clients for life. And when you said they become friends, that's the beauty of the work that we do is clients are clients for life. Our clients are friends. We build this beautiful community. It helps everyone, including ourselves as a coach, right? And each person, each client that you coach, you learn something. We as coaches, we go through our challenges as well, right? But we learn from every single client. Can you agree with that? Do you learn something from every client?
Every single one. And if you're not learning from clients, look out. You're about to be on the path, if you're not already on the path, to destruction. You must learn from people. You must be open to taking advice, how to grow something, how to do,
Mm-hmm.
like, with our community. My partner Victor, I'm very good at what I do, and I'm excellent putting things on social media and content wise. But Victor has learned a lot. Victor is great at branding, marketing, scaling. I said, hey, Victor, can you send me a paragraph or two for this upcoming post tomorrow? Thank you very much. My team, Jaslyn, she's my external manager. All that goes to her. My business partner, Dawn, internal manager, stuff goes to her. We're bringing on a new guy to help us close more podcast sponsorships. He said, Mark, I've done a full audit of your website. I would change this, this, and this for the
Love it.
podcast section to help me help you close more sponsors. I said, Daniel, send it my way. I'll get into my website guy. Boom. We're off.
Boom. Mhm.
So,
And they all take charge, right?
and people say, like, if people aren't learning, if you're not growing, then you're dying. So
Mhm.
here's the thing too: if you're not willing to learn or be taught, people will stop teaching you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to lead by example as that leader, right? They need to be an extension of you. And I love when my team takes charge, like take charge where I don't have to sit there and tell them everything that they need to do, right? Because then they build their confidence. I'm here to help them build their confidence. And you do the same thing with your team, right? So,
Absolutely.
is there anything else that you would love to share with my audience?
No, but I'll just close with this. Two great quotes. One is on mindset, okay, by Bruce Lee. Never tell your mind negative thoughts in a joking manner. Your body cannot dissimulate the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, all right, when it comes to the art of leadership and guiding people, be the lighthouse, not the tugboat. You can't pull people anywhere, but guide them with your words, with your light, your positivity, and how you embrace. And my favorite quote from Aristotle is so simple, it's so powerful, but it's so true. In times of extreme darkness, focus on the light.
Light, yes.
Period. Period.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Marques, thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast. It's such a pleasure to get to know you and looking forward to even get to know you even further. And can you share with my audience where they can find you? Now, you mentioned what was the other business? Is it the plant-based business that you have?
It's called a gogi. So a gogi is an all plant-based natural hemp protein drink. We're the only protein drink on the market with everything made from the earth. The only one. And so that's a gogi. And so, but you can reach out to me through our app, the Marques Ogden app, MarquesOgden. You can also connect with us on our socials at Marques Ogden on Instagram, Marques Ogden on LinkedIn. You can go to our website, www.marquesogden.com, or shoot me an email, marcus@marquesogden.com.
Thank you so much, Marques. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much, Nancy.
everyone.
This was fun.